In the early 16th century, the Saadian dynasty sought to expand its influence in southern Morocco and the Sahara, after winning several battles against the Portuguese and other foreign powers. The Saadians faced challenges from local tribes who wanted to maintain their independence in the mountainous and desert regions. Located in the high Atlas Mountains, Tinghir was a strategic center due to its geographical location and control of trade routes. Local tribes, especially the Berbers, controlled the region and benefited from the trade that crossed between the Sahara and the north. The Saadians tried to impose their influence on the tribes in Tinghir, but these tribes, known for their strength and ferocity in defending their lands, refused to submit. They had long experience in hit-and-run warfare in difficult mountainous areas, which made their resistance effective against the Saadian forces. In 1536, the Saadian Sultan decided to launch a military campaign to subjugate Tinghir and its rebellious tribes. He gathered an army of Saadian warriors and allied tribes and moved towards the mountainous region. The tribes in Tinghir in turn prepared to defend their lands, using their knowledge of the mountainous terrain and guerrilla warfare strategies. As the Saadian army approached Tinghir, the tribes began to launch quick and surprise attacks on the Sultan's forces. These initial attacks were intended to weaken the morale of the Saadian forces and exhaust them before reaching the decisive confrontation. Despite these skirmishes, the Saadian army continued its advance. As the Saadian forces entered the mountainous areas around Tinghir, they found it difficult to move freely due to the rugged terrain. Local tribes used this terrain to their advantage, setting up ambushes in narrow mountain passes. These tactics made the Saadian advance slow and dangerous. The main battle broke out when the Saadian forces reached a plain near Tinghir. The Saadian army faced fierce attacks from Berber warriors, who were armed with spears and swords and were prepared to die defending their lands. Despite the Saadian numerical superiority, the tribes were initially able to resist the attacks. The Saadian Sultan realized that tribal resistance would continue if tactics were not changed. He therefore ordered his forces to use more sophisticated military organizations and coordinated attacks. The army was divided into small groups to adapt to fighting in rugged terrain, and the Saadians used archers and cavalry to try to breach the tribal defenses. As the battle continued, the Saadi army began to make progress thanks to its military superiority and good organization. The tribes, despite their bravery, began to feel the pressure of the successive attacks, especially after losing control of some vital sites in the area. However, the battle was still fierce.